Thank you for joining us today. Today, we will be learning to sew felt hand warmers. You should have picked up your materials by now, which should include 2 felt squares, some embroidery floss, a needle, a threader, a bag of rice, and a bag of lavender. Please have the following on hand before beginning this program: scissors for sure, a funnel if you want an easier time putting the rice in the hand warmer, pins if you want things to stay in place, and essential oils if you want a different scent besides lavender or just a little more potent of a scent. With that in mind, we'll go ahead and get started. From this point forward, you'll see the camera tilted downward so you can see what I'm doing. All right, so our first step is we're going to take our floss that we provided for you and we're going to separate it. You have sewing instructions that are on a separate handout, but if you're following along with the video, we're going to just carefully peel the thread in half. So there should be 3 strands in one and 3 strands in the other. All right, once you've separated your floss into 2 strands, we're going to take one end and go ahead and knot it. One trick for knotting it that makes things a little easier is to tie the knot around your needle. So if you want to do that, you can. Also just means that, like, if you want to make a really big knot like I'm doing, it's just nice and in one spot. That way you're not having to try and guess where it is anymore. Here we go. And then pull tight. We have there a nice well knotted knot. And then after that, I'm going to go ahead and cut the excess off now. You can do this later if you want. But we're going to take the other end and insert it into the eye of the needle. We provided some threaders for you to do this easier, but I have a fairly large eye, so I'm going to just pop mine in. All right, we have our needle threaded, we have our end knotted. We're good to begin sewing. We're going to insert the needle through the corners of one of the squares and pull all the way through until that knot reaches the end. And we're going to be sewing in a whip stitch. And a whip stitch is basically just making little loopy-loops around the edge here. So as you go, you'll be inserting from the back, pulling towards the front, pulling all the way through, and then repeating in that same order, just constantly back to front, back to front. All right, once you have gotten to that last inch of fabric remaining, we're gonna go ahead and grab our rice. Go ahead and mix in your lavender, however much you want, if you're even using lavender, and either funnel in the rice, or if you're smart, you can use a spoon and shovel it in carefully. All right, once you have finished filling your hand warmer to the desired fullness, we're gonna go ahead and close up that remaining bit of fabric there with our whip stitch. So we're gonna go ahead and do that. If you need to re-thread your needle, just remember to knot the end so that way you have an easier time. All right, by now you should have finished sewing that top bit, so you were good to go. You have a hand warmer. To use this, you're going to heat it in the microwave in 15 to 20-second intervals. And then once you're done, you can hold it and keep your hand warm. You want to keep an eye on that temperature because these do get pretty hot. And also after a minute, your microwave might smell a little funky just because rice being hot. Thank you for joining us today. If you liked this craft or enjoyed this video, give us a thumbs up and let us know. If you want to find out more what's going on at Pikes Peak Library District, you can subscribe to our YouTube channel so you don't miss out on all the upcoming crafts and other activities we have to offer. To find out more information about us, visit pplb.org and check out what we have there. Thank you again. Bye.